So, but now we're back at it. I know I'm paying attention to what I'm eating again. I still paid attention yesterday, but I still enjoy it. So if you had a great Thanksgiving, real quick, give me a comment down below. Let me know that you had a good Thanksgiving. Also, if you would, give me a like on this video. And once we're done, if you can let me know something that you learned from this series, whether it was today or one of the other days, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to know how I'm being helpful for you guys. So we're going to start today. This is part 5. Yesterday we did non-exercise activity. That one is actually a very big mover of the needle for helping people to lose more fat and make more progress in a short period of time, or to ensure that they're making progress. It's often one of the overlooked aspects. So this one, again, depending on the person, could easily amount to 700 calories a day or more in terms of not just what you're already doing, but how much you can improve. So again, this one's huge. Go back and watch that video yesterday if you haven't already. Today, what we're looking at is what's called the thermic effect of food. Simply, this is the cost associated with digesting a certain food. How many calories does it cost you to access the calories in a food? Okay, so just looking at diet, there's more to this than just this, so there are other factors as well. But generally speaking, if we just look at the things that you're eating, fat costs about 3% to digest, 0 to 3%. So for a lot of people, okay, MCT oil, probably close to 0%. Other fats, especially like the polyunsaturated or the monounsaturated fats, are going to cost a little bit more to digest, most likely. Carbohydrates are going to cost anywhere between 4% and 10%, depending on what type of carb that they are. Okay, I'm going to get into that in a second. Protein costs between 20 and 30% to digest. And then if you look at vegetables, many vegetables actually, most vegetables are going to cost at least 20%. Many of them actually cost more in terms of calories than they provide you. So if you got a cup of broccoli, and that cup of broccoli provides maybe 30 calories, it may cost you 40 to digest it. Okay, so you can see here, all right, if I stack my diet with certain foods, I can burn more just digesting them. Exactly the point. So again, this does vary depending on the macronutrient. In our example here, if you increase your protein from a low protein diet, about 10%, most people, whenever they start out, if they haven't been paying attention or haven't been listening to, okay, you need protein, they're usually starting somewhere around 10%. And that tends to be, if people stop paying attention to protein, that's where they're going to drift back, somewhere between 10 and 15%. But if we boosted that up to 30%, so what we're doing is we're going to trade calories. So in this argument, we're not increasing or decreasing your total calorie intake at all. So you started with a 2,000 calorie diet, you still have a 2,000 calorie diet. But what we're going to do is we're going to trade 400 calories of carbohydrates, it's about 50 grams, and, 100 grams, my mistake. So 100 grams of carbs for 100 grams of protein. So we're going to trade 400 calories of each, okay? This 400 calories of carbohydrates would have cost maybe 20 calories to digest. But then if we swap it with a protein, we get about 120 calories to digest it. So we have a net gain, or rather net loss, of 100 calories. So just as an example, if you were maintaining your weight on a 2,000 calorie day diet and you did this, you would start losing about a pound a month just from doing this. This also is not factoring in increases in muscle mass that come with consuming more protein, and the decrease in blood sugar, improvements of insulin sensitivity, and all of the other things that come from swapping your diet this way. This is just based on how many calories it costs you to digest the protein compared to the carbohydrates. Now, let's just say for argument that you also increase, that you go from simple carbs like white rice, pasta, sugars, a bunch of that kind of thing, and you have some more fibrous carbohydrates, you increase your protein, your fiber, your vegetable, that's the word I'm looking for, intake, then we can push this even further up, okay? And again, if you're working with us, if you look at this, you should understand at least a little bit about what we're doing when we put together meal plans for you. So we try to take advantage of this for you so you don't have to think about it. So now, on top of just the foods that you're eating, there are things that you can have along with your food in order to actually increase the calories that you're burning. So Some people might put this in actually the BMR category. I'm putting it here because if you're consuming something to get it, then I'm going to call it part of the thermic effect of food. Green tea, oolong tea, and coffee have all been shown to increase calorie burn throughout the day. So some other teas maybe as well. I just know these two teas in particular, and yes, coffee. I love telling people about coffee. I'm a coffee proselyte. Coffee is wonderful. Coffee drinkers live longer, and maybe this is part of why. So, for those of you who are resistant to coffee, at least drink tea. Otherwise, take up coffee. I know it's an acquired taste. You'll learn to love it. So caffeine along with catechins, I probably said that wrong, and other compounds can increase calorie burn. It's estimated that about 270 milligrams of caffeine, which is 2.5, maybe 3 cups of coffee if it's weaker coffee, diner coffee maybe, equates to about 100 calories a day. So have your coffee. The counter that often happens here is, okay, if you took and put 1 tablespoon of sugar in that, you pretty much undone the 100 calorie gain. So, or creamers, most of the creamers as well. So that's something that you need to keep in mind is if you're adding stuff to your coffee, if you pull the stuff out of your coffee, then you get the calorie burn and you also you're not bringing in as many calories from these things as well. So, if you're putting junk in your coffee, you're not going to get this benefit. Sorry. I enjoy a dessert coffee every so often as well, but that's how I think about it, a dessert coffee, okay? Peppers and spices. So capsaicin, along with other compounds as well. Capsaicin is the main compound. So anything that causes heat or spice, literally like what spice is as far as flavor, it's not actually a taste, it's actually pain. So there's a little factoid for you. But it will cause your body to heat up. If you've ever seen anybody eat one of those peppers that are like super hot, you'll see they actually get visibly red. They may start sweating. And of course, part of that's because of the pain experience that they're going through. But also part of it's because their metabolism is revving up. And so this is something that you can take advantage of. You can do this by actually adding spices to your foods. Or there are supplements that you can use that take advantage of this as well. One of the products I've used for a long time is called Burn AM. And if you take that one, it uses ingredients like this. You take it first thing in the morning, so your metabolism is up. Boom, there's another 50 calories a day, or maybe even more. Okay? Insulin resistance doesn't help, but insulin resistance actually pushes things the other direction. They've actually found whenever you're type 2 diabetic, or if you're overweight in general, dealing with insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, pre-diabetes, you will actually lower the thermic effect of food, which on the other hand is a positive thing, because this means as you get leaner, as you improve these things, you will actually burn more calories by eating the same foods. So that's something that you can do, that you need to, one, keep in mind. In the beginning, you may be kind of pushing a rock uphill for a little while, but eventually, once you get over the top of that hill, everything's working for you, okay? So results. If we increase your protein, like I mentioned, there's 100 calories. You take 300 milligrams of caffeine per day, there's another 100 calories. Let's say you increase your spices, 50 calories. And again, this is just a simplistic example of what you can do. 250 additional calories per day. We combine that with everything else that we've looked at this week, overall results. Your BMR, if you go back and watch that video, you can easily boost your base metabolism by 600-700 plus calories. I'm using 500 here for simplicity and to be on the safe side. Exercise, you burn 250 calories a day during a workout, on average. So that means maybe some days you're burning 400, and other days you're not working out because you're taking a rest day. Through non-exercise activity, you purposefully increase 500 calories a day, and then thermic effect of food would take advantage of another 250. Boom. 1,500 calories per day beyond what you were burning already. Metabolism pretty much fixed. I'm not saying that's not a medical claim or whatever, but that seems pretty well fixed to me. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you found benefit in this, again, please share it with other people so that they can benefit as well.